Hi everybody. Thank you for joining me today for watching this for our staff meeting this month. Um, we are doing pretty good. Um, I appreciate everybody being really patient with me while I go through this kind of health stuff. Just as a quick update, I am doing a little bit better. My doctor gave me I was able to restart taking my steroids, and so that has been helping the last day. And hopefully that will continue to where I can be back here full time. I would like to welcome Elizabeth to our team. She's been really great and helpful in our preschool classroom, and I'm really excited for all the positive changes I've been seeing in there. And I wanted to mention that Arden will be staying with us through Christmas at least. She will not be returning to school at least until next quarter, which will be in January, I do believe. And so we are very excited to have her continuing with us until Christmas time. Um, Izzy, just so you guys are aware, Izzy is we just didn't need her for any hours right now, and so will still be available the next couple days if for whatever reason we need her, and then she is returning to school, and so she will be available during winter break if we have anybody that is looking to take vacations for winter break. Um, if you do want time off for Christmas or Thanksgiving, I need you to let me know sooner rather than later. Right now, no one is scheduled to be off for that time, but it will be very dependent on enrollment and staffing. So if you're looking to have time off around Christmas, you need to let me know so I can contact Izzy and see if that's time that she can cover, or if we have low numbers, then we may be able to accommodate that as well. I don't know how many people I will be able to approve off for Christmas at this time, but if that is something that you are interested in, it will be first come, first serve based on our enrollment. School age program update. We're in the process of working with the city to update the room code. So what that means is currently it's an assembly room. That means the church can use it for various assembly things. And we are trying to get it changed so it can be used for an educational purposes. It seems that will be possible, and we are just have to get that finished up. Have a couple people will come out and view the space and let us know if we're up to code and everything's good to go for that. I then just have to submit it to the licensors, and hopefully, I am very hopeful and do feel that we should be able to open on time in time for the Edmond School District September 9th. Um, Enrollment, as I mentioned, it is picking up. Tuesday we had 10 in preschool. Wednesdays and Thursdays we're at 9 in preschool. The other 2 days we're at 7 now, at least for the next couple weeks, if not longer. Infants, though, we do have low enrollment. By October, we will only have one infant in the classroom. Um, and so that is a room that I need to really focus on getting our enrollment up. We are hopeful to get enrollment in all the classrooms, as we do have a couple spaces left, but infants and our school age classroom are the two that I'm going to be really focusing on. If by mid-September we have not filled the school age spaces and we still have these one or two infant spaces open, I may have to make some hard choices about staffing and closing rooms and things like that, consolidating classrooms down, just so that way we can stay afloat. Um, I'm going to I'm working on applying and getting us for the shared work program, so that way if I do have to lay anybody off, it is going to be because of COVID, because I think COVID's just making enrollment really weird right now. I think there's some parents, especially younger, new families with babies, may not be looking for care right now. They're just with economic concerns and other concerns. I think they may just not be, um, you know, may just be looking at staying home. I'm hoping that's going to change in the next couple weeks, but we'll see. And so I don't want anybody to be scared by any of this. I just want you to be aware, so that way if we do have to make some hard program decisions, it's not a huge surprise for anyone. I do want to offer a $100 bonus via Visa gift card for anybody that brings a referral to the center, and people are enrolled for 90 days. Um, So if you have a child, they call me up or they send me an email saying, Emily referred me for childcare, and they start with us and then they're enrolled for 90 days with us, then you would get a $100 bonus Visa gift card, which would be just in time for Christmas. So if that's something you guys are interested in, please have people contact me. Another way you could look at that referral is if you have social media or know of places that you can hang flyers. Please ask Mika and I for some. We can either email them to you or give you printed copies. If you're part of local Facebook groups and would be willing to post other social media to that, please let us know. And all you have to do is put on that to mention that you referred them, and you would still receive that $100 bonus Visa gift card. I hope you guys enjoyed the baby's video. Part of the questionnaire that you guys will fill out after this will discuss a few things regarding these videos, and I'll use that feedback to see if this is something we want to continue with in the future. Orientation. We are working really hard on getting everybody finished with orientation. I have a schedule over the next basically 2 months that hopefully in the next 8 weeks we will be completely done. Everybody will be oriented on our entire 10-part orientation. So yes, just so you guys know, it is a 10-part orientation. Some of you will not have to complete all of it. It's going to depend on what your role here is and what your orientation will be. But we will get you scheduled out over the next 2 months, 1 to 2 hours at a time, depending on the orientation, and have you working on that at work. Just a tip with these, you need to download the publisher file and allow external items to play when you're trying to view the videos or recordings. Otherwise, if you're just trying to use it on Google Classroom, the videos and recordings are not going to play. Thank you to Mika for getting all the family walls put up. I love them. I think they're looking great. I find these are great conversation pieces to use with kids. Please add your own pictures. Something I have found that kids love is pictures with pets. Kids just love seeing your pets. So that's something that, if you have some pets at home and you want to see them while you're at work, take some pictures and put them up in with your family wall. And then use these as conversation pieces with the kids. These are a great way for kids to get to know each other, get to know you a little bit better. And I've just found that these are always a really great place in the classroom. This month, to change topics, our theme is going to be initiative. Taking initiative can be hard, especially when you're starting a new job, but just know I trust all of you. I'm not going to be mad at any of you for having to make a decision that you feel is right in your gut. As long as you're not putting your own self at risk, you're not putting the kids at any kind of danger, just make the choice that you have to make. If it's not the right one, I'll let you know and we'll talk it through. But I do trust all of you to make a decision that you have to make. So some of that can come from talking with parents, just taking the initiative to talk to parents yourself, or if you need something from the parents, taking the initiative to email them without letting me know or asking me or Mika or Tiara to do it. Part of that comes from building a relationship with your parents. I know talking with parents can be very stressful and hard, especially as new teachers and in new centers. But they're just people. They're most of the time, as long as you're not trying to put their kid at any kind of risk, they're going to be okay. And if they do get upset with you, you just have them come speak with me. And I'm always happy to speak with them. I will always back you up 99% of the time. I say 99% of the time because if it is something that you're doing absolutely wrong or putting the kids in jeopardy or even yourself in jeopardy, I probably won't back that up. But otherwise, I'm going to back you up with whatever decision that you had to make at that time. Use Hi Mama to communicate with your parents. There's even a texting app in there. So you just go to messages, then click on compose, and then you can click email or text. Same with using your phones in your classrooms. All of you have phones in your classrooms, so using those to call parents if it's something emergent. Like if you have a child that shows up without diapers or without some sort of like a lot of extra clothes that you had repeatedly asked them to bring. Call them up because that's going to get a quicker response than text or a message through Hi Mama. A call families will know is urgent, and in that call, say to them, hey, I understand, we forget sometimes, but I really need you to bring diapers by such and such time. The same thing is with organizing your classrooms and playgrounds. At this point, I feel the classrooms and playgrounds are in pretty good shape. Tiara and I are now going to leave the rest into your responsibility. So part of that does go into the evaluations that I sent home or that we passed out. Those evaluations, part of that is taking initiative and organizing your classrooms, organizing your playgrounds, getting rid of things that you know are broken, changing things out that are old and needs to be replaced. All of that, I trust you guys to make those decisions to do yourself. You can always come to us for suggestions. There may be things that we need to be a certain way, but at this point, I think we've gone through the classroom expectations with you, and so I trust you guys to make the appropriate decisions. If you ever have a question on something that you'd like to do, but you're not quite sure if it's okay, that's fine. Come ask me or Tiara, and we'll let you know. And sometimes even Tiara and I aren't on the same page, and she may tell you one thing, and I may tell you something else. Either way, you just say, well, you know what, Tiara told me to do that, and I'll be like, okay, no problem, and I'll go yell at Tiara, right? Not really, but you guys know what I mean. It's okay. I trust you guys, and so with trust comes you guys just taking initiative and taking those times to contact the parents or contact, whatever it is you need. Asking co-teachers, taking initiative to ask people for help. It's okay. I don't think anybody here is going to tell you no, they're not going to help you. I think everybody's been doing a really great job using Hi Mama. Staffing for clocking in and out. I think you guys have all been doing a great job. There's not too much scheduling stuff that I ever have to fix when I do payroll anymore. Just make sure you're updating the child's profile picture when they first start in your class and then updating it about every 6 months or even 3 months if you're in the mood. It's just trying to keep that picture updated with how they're currently looking, especially as children grow here. What they look like can change. And those pictures are there to help all of us know which kid is which. Scheduling. Please look at our Google Drive for the staff schedule every day. I am going to be changing the way the schedule looks. So I'm going to be making it where it's more of a time schedule than just a kind of how it is right now, instead of just the different classroom blocks. Let me know if you have any trouble reading the new schedule. That's going to start on Monday. I will try and have the schedule updated by 5 p.m. the day before. I can't always promise that that's what's going to happen, but I will try. Just remember with our increase in children, if you are over our ratios, so that is 1 to 2 in infants, 1 to 5 in toddlers, and 1 to 7 in preschool. I am going to try to have a teacher in your classroom for all breaks and lunches. If you are only, say, 1 over our ratio, but you are still under state ratio, I may have you guys take your own breaks and lunches depending on where our staffing is that day. But I will almost always try to have someone in there if you are over our ratios. If you have planning time, if you have scheduled time for planning that day, your break is included in that 2-hour period. You will not be given an additional 15-minute break when in either the morning or afternoon if you are scheduled for 2 hours of planning that day. So just please be aware that it's your responsibility to be taking your 15-minute break somewhere in that 2-hour period, or just using that 2-hour period as your staff break. Another thing with planning time is to be used for planning your next week's curriculum, doing observations, working on getting supplies that you need, changing out toys in your classroom, working on projects that need to be done in the classroom, like getting all the toys labeled with words and pictures. Checking in with your teammate and seeing if there's any help or anything on their list. And just general reorganization of things in the classroom. So those are all things that you should be doing during that 2-hour period. If you finish your planning, then start on observations. If you finish observations, work on get your supplies ready for all those activities that you've just planned. Go down to the storeroom downstairs, the closet, and swap out toys if you know there's toys that the kids aren't playing with, or that need to be swapped out because they've just been there for a bit. Swap those out. There are certain type of toys that we need to have in the classroom, but we don't necessarily have to have all of those toys in the classroom all the time. So swapping things out is a great thing. And then also, having lists of things that you need to do in the classroom, get ready, get prepared, cut out, putting up new pictures, all that kind of stuff is all stuff that you should be doing during your planning time. I'm going to set up our staff laptop that's going to have a teacher profile on it. So it's not going to have a password. All you have to do is click on the teacher icon, and that's going to take you into basically a laptop profile just for you guys. On there will be different files that we use. Each classroom will have their own file. You can store stuff in there. You can store photos in there. You can, I'm going to create a Google Drive that will allow you guys to get files that we use regularly to put in there, to download, print off, or just update as you need. Something I'm going to add in the near future is 2 things. One, I'm going to have our teaching teams come up with a welcome letter and packet for your new your new parents and families that start, and then welcome packet and a newsletter, a monthly. There's going to be we're going to start sending out our newsletter again, and in that newsletter each class is going to have their own page, and so there's certain information that you will have to turn in for that every month. So that will be also something that you will be adding to your planning time. With planning time, make sure you guys are splitting the workload. Discuss who is doing what and what needs to be done every week. There's still a lot that needs to be done every week in every classroom. So making sure that that time is balanced. I understand that some people are stronger at certain things and weaker at other things. I understand that, some things are just easier for one person to do than the other. That's fine as long as the work is still being split. I've been in a co-teaching team where I was doing everything. The other person was getting frustrated. I was getting frustrated. I've been in co-teaching teams where the other teacher was doing everything and I just kind of sat around, and that's no fun either. So it's really important to build your team and work together and help each other Sometimes it's hard for people to ask for help. So if you know somebody needs something done, again, taking that initiative to just helping your teammate and just get it done. Each week, all teams and classroom teachers will have one team meeting with myself or Tiara. If we're not available, you will meet on your own, but one of us is going to try and be there for your team meeting. And then each classroom teacher will be provided 2 hours of planning time each week. So you will get, each of you, essentially each class will have, if there's 2 teachers in it, will have 4 hours of planning time each week. Pandemic updates. Over the next few weeks, we're going to be reviewing our pandemic plan and updating it to meet our current needs going into the fall. If you have any questions on the questionnaire, you can ask those. You can also let me know of any changes you think we should make, or if there's anything we should get stricter on or looser on. Please just let me know what is working for you and what is not. Just a reminder, next Friday we close early for our monthly cleaning. We will need to move all the furniture off the carpets so they can be shampooed. So you can either move them out to Fellowship Hall, or if you have linoleum in your classroom, you can move them over there. You should all have your cleaning lists in your classrooms. Please let me know if you don't. Excuse me. If your teaching team is available to complete things early, you're totally able to leave as soon as your list is done and all the kids have gone home. Lunch breaks can be accommodated to reflect the hours you're working. So if you're usually off after 4 and don't want to take a lunch that day, that's totally fine. If you would like to come in earlier that day, if you don't get off till 5 or 6, to start your list early so you can and not lose hours, that's fine as well. First thing that we need done next Friday is to gather all of the laundry, minus your bedding, because bedding should be washed twice a week already. And getting that to support staff so that way we can get laundry started as soon as possible Friday morning. And then just last thing is communication. Communication, we can always be improving upon communication. Me, Tiara, everybody. We can always just be doing better on communicating. I think it's important for us to over-communicate. Don't ever think that, well, no, I don't need to tell them that. Tell us. Tell me. Give me reminders. I forget things so much, so please give me reminders. I'm trying to get better at keeping lists and making notes, but I forget things too. So please communicate. In the mornings, or when you're closing, if you're unable to complete certain tasks because you still have a lot of kids, check in with the other teacher. Maybe they don't have any kids. Maybe they only have one and would be happy to combine so you guys can do that. If it's a sibling of another child, you are welcome to combine. If that person doesn't have any kids, that's also great to check in. If you don't have any kids and you're wondering if you can leave early and I'm not here or something like that, even if I am here, check in with the other teachers and just make sure that there's nothing that you can do for them before you leave. That's just a great way of being helpful to our people, taking initiative and not waiting for someone to tell us to do something. Otherwise, I think that's all that I had as reminders for you guys. Just let me know if you guys have any questions about any of this. I'm going to send this video and the link to our questionnaire. Please fill both out. You guys will have until Sunday night, Monday morning to finish this to get the 1 hour credit for the staff meeting. Otherwise, I thank you guys for watching and listening, and I will talk to you guys soon.